this is actually a follow-up from our last video with Lee Johnston as we run out to one of the races here now. So we're at Knockhill over here in Edinburgh, and we're going to take you with us behind the scenes, wee bit of behind the scenes about the hospitality of the racing, the sponsorships of the racing, in around the workshops, sit down and have a chat with Lee and maybe some of the guys on his team and even the owner of the team again, which I know a lot of you were asking for, so we'll try and get that sorted out. So we're going to jump in the van. We're about, what, 30 minutes away, 25 minutes away from where we're staying. And we're going to spend all day today, which is Saturday, and all day tomorrow, which is Sunday, in on site with the racetrack with them guys. Now, the rain was absolutely belting it down yesterday. Escaping for bad weather all weekend, but still, listen, them boys were mad enough to do it. Right, let's go. Oh, by the way, come here. Don't worry about the mess of the van, obviously. So, footwear, Lee Johnston racing colours. So we have a number of big races coming up this year, guys, with Lee and the team, and we're sorting things out with the hospitality side to bring some of our clients and customers out. So we've been in touch with a number of our clients, especially guys that are into the racing. You know, if you're into the racing and you're a current client of ours, give us a shout, definitely, and we'll get you invited over. We'll get you into the paddocks, into the workshops, all the behind the scenes of the racing, into the hospitality suite, and away we go. So happy days. We'll see you in a minute. So we're going to hit the road here now, and as I say, it's myself and Mark, who is our group operations director. He's the guy that deals with most of our clients directly face to face. So this will be Mark's first time at the racing, and at least he can get to see the whole workings behind the scene. So it's really Mark that'll be, you know, dealing with the clients, customers who we take out, and who wants to come will usually be speaking to Mark himself. So the two of us will be on site today. Hopefully throughout the racing, either one of us will be there to head it up, or the two of us will be there, and hopefully the two of us will be there when we bring our clients and customers out. So Mark, let's get out of here, boy.
What are you looking forward to lunch then, out today?
Well, obviously the first thing is seeing Lee, you know, in the rain. That's the most important bit, and making sure he's alright and stuff. And second is the whole behind the scenes bit, you know, the corporate side of it, the hospitality side of it. And I use the word corporate, but what I mean is the networking, you know, the ability to network. And it's not all business and it's not all work, but it's still, you know, having the facility to meet with guys. You know, the bottom line is, and it is true, your network is your net worth. And taking it out of the boardroom and taking it out of the meeting places that we usually stuck in, and getting out into a different environment. And it can be anything. Listen, we've been at football, we've been at rugby, we've been at, you know, Formula 1, we've been at bike racing, we've been at boats and yachts and all that sort of good stuff. And I think this is, especially for our GB side, this is a real good meeting place. And because the race is all over the UK, that gives us multiple meeting places as well. Lee's a very smart young man. Like, he's a very savvy, smart young man, and you know, he can bring a lot to businesses in the realms of networking. All, you know, he's not just a bike racer, and I think that's a big thing that I wanted to highlight, is that there's a lot of the guys that I've met and spoke with, and they're bike racers, and that's all they want to do, and that's 100%. But what comes after that? You know, what comes after that if you do have a big crash, or what comes after that when you retire? Another thing that's very, I suppose, unique about him is that he gives a lot of time back to people. You know, if you're a fan, if you're a race fan, he will stop and speak to people and sign autographs. And, you know, even when he's maybe going through a rough time, he still does the same. And to keep that consistency, like, I couldn't do that.
So how did you come across Lee there?
Well, I met Lee through his beautiful, wonderful sister, Natalie. And Natalie used to stalk me. Oh God, she must stalk me for a long many years. And eventually I gave in and said, okay, listen, I'll go with you for a wee while, see what the crack is, and that's really it. Like, so that's how I would have knew Lee, because he's from the same town as I'm from, and I would have knew him from just seeing and chatting to, but not through the bikes. So really through his sister, the beautiful Natalie. And so yeah, that's how I know Lee. I love just chatting to guys like that and being in the same environment with them, because you know, they're the guys that have done it, and you can always learn these guys all the time. But as I say, it's not from a working point of view, it's from a networking point of view. Most people's concept and networking is go and take a feed of pints, which is no good. It's all about relationships. Listen, if people don't know you, people can't buy off you. And yes, you do have the need to like you. Sorry, they need to know you, like you, and trust you. I don't really worry about the like bit, believe it or not. It's the knowing you and the trust bit, and that's more important because, as I said before, we were speaking this morning. You know, in our game, there's no point asking what the customer wants because the customer and client, they don't know what they want. We need to know what they need. And as I said this morning, you know, if Henry Ford had asked his customers what do they want, they'd only said, I want the faster horses. And trying just to document this stuff for other possible people or businesses that want to come on board and support the likes of any race teams with Lee Johnston Racing and the Sencat guys. So yeah, interesting time. Alrighty folks, so we've just arrived here at Knockhill. We got in, watched a couple of the practice laps. Lee and the other guys from the Sencat racing team, a couple of fantastic laps. It's dry here at the moment. It was meant to give wild bad rain. It was lovely and dry. The track is dry. There was one spill on it. Guys were out and cleaned up very quickly, and the rest of the guys have got out and done their laps. So it is absolutely packed here. Absolutely packed. So at the moment, just off the phone with Lee, going to go around and meet Lee in his camper van. I'll have a bit of a chat with him and maybe even get a cup of tea and a biscuit from him. Some fantastic biscuit. Come here, Chris. Come here a second here. Legs out there, trailer. That is the motorhome. That's the motorhome goes. Going around Europe and that. And actually, Lee used to have one of them. One very like that. Come on, head over here, chat this man. Bye. How's it going?
Yeah, fine, sir. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, good to see you.
What year is this?
1980.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Petrol.
Oh, no way. Been all over the way. How's it going, man?
Take care, guys.
Where are you going? Right. Let's go.
Fifth wheel.
You used to.
It's painted, that's it. See the way the stripes are on the side? That's the match's helmet.
Oh, Dad.
What's why it's painted? I got on the inside.
You'd remember.
Yeah, might be down there. Some of the boy that bought mine's a team owner or whatever.
Do I take it? Shall we take it?
Oh, yeah, please.
Oh, I'll take it.
He's ready?
I appreciate that, sir.
Good lad.
Oh, use the other door. Use this door.
Oh.
So when they was?
We're here now and we're going to have a quick chat with Chloe. Chloe's a part of the team here at the hospitality unit. So tell me, Chloe, what all will our customers and clients get when they come here? How will they be treated? What will they get?
Okay, so first they're going to have a really fun day and they're going to get breakfast as soon as they get it, unlimited tea and coffee and soft drinks. They're also going to get, after 12 o'clock, alcohol, wine, that kind of thing. And then still with the tea and coffee and the soft drinks. Snacks are available all day too. To lunchtime, you get a really good meal. It's a really known fact that we've got some of the best chefs here on the paddock. And that food is absolutely phenomenal and great. Big portions as well, which is always like the best thing when it comes to a all day of drinking and eating. Then when it comes to around 3 o'clock, afternoon tea, which consists of a cheese board, cakes, just snacks as well in general, that kind of thing. And continuing with the alcohol is unlimited all day. And then you can watch racing on the TVs here. You're going to get absolutely amazing service from all of the girls who work here. And to round out your day, we'll send you home with a couple of waters and pat you on the back and say safe drive home.
That's absolutely fantastic. So remember, guys, you're going to meet ladies here like Chloe and the rest of the team, and they're going to get spoiled, looked after.
Absolutely.
Top class. Right, let's go. We're just down here at the garages with Lee Johnston and the Swan Racing team. So Lee's way to get a shower there. As I said in the last clip that, we had a great result here today. He's a way to get a shower, then he'll come back down here, give us a wee chat and give us a tour around the garage and in around the bikes and the equipment and some of the guys that work in the workshop. Now, as a lot of you know, if you follow Lee on his social media, you know all these boys in the garage. And again, we'll try and give it a chat with them. That is the plan.
Go ahead.
Right, so Lee's just back.
Don't have to leave the outside. I just pulled Lee out of my pocket.
Right, ready? Stand by me, right? Anyway, so Lee's just back from a shower. Here he is.
You just a serious face.
Anyway, what's happening? Good race.
What's happening, right? I've come back to my garage and I've caught Stephen sticking his nose in the side of my engine, trying to let on he knows what he's talking about.
Ben, a truck mechanic. We're talking about real life mechanic and engineering, fabrication, electronics, diagnostics, pneumatics, not fiddling about. Like,
You can do all them things.
if it wasn't a mechanic, this doesn't look right.
No, so I'm not going to pretend to be a mechanic for starters.
Right.
But so some of the things that happen in between sessions, you come in straight away and you thought the bike was broke. But if you want to pull the camera around here, we're going to show you. So this gets touched on the bike, and everything on the motorbike goes off mileage or wear and tear. So it's not necessarily, we will never get to a point where something is broke. So it's probably the same on trucks. Like, stuff goes on mileage or whatever. But yeah, so the clutch plates, everything's within tolerances or measurements. So the feeling, I could sort of feel it a little bit on my hand. And the guys come back, look at the data, and they can see it slip on the clutch, engine speeds, rear wheel speed, all that stuff goes under the laptop. They'll come in now, straight after session, go, oh, the bike needs a new clutch. So, but there's loads of things that happen. Brakes get taken off, they're either cleaned, replaced,
But just on that clutch bit, right? You're talking about wear tolerances and all. You're right on a lot of machines and vehicles. But how often do you tell you per race? Like, how often do you talk about clutch?
Yeah, per race. Some bikes are worse than others. Like Superbike and stuff will be pretty much every weekend. We will get 2 weekends out of this. And it depends on mileage, depends on how hard you are at loyalty as well. Don't forget, every time this thing gets started, it gets absolutely the coals revved off it. It's not like, you know what I mean, chugging along. So everything on it is getting used to its absolute maximum every time. So on each bike, you can see there's 3 bikes in the garage. Each bike, there's 2 mechanics. So we class them as a front and a rear mechanic. It's not always that way around, but normally the guy that works on the front end of the bike stays on the front end of the bike. So he's happy with what he's doing. 2 mechanics, and then each rider has electronics engineer. So that's who looks at all the data, telemetry, and makes all the suspension changes, electronic changes, whether that be front springs, rear shock.
Like, then can that be done during movement?
No, we're not. There's no sure. So everything gets stopped. You get plugged into his little cord here on the side. He plugs his laptop in, downloads the data. After every session, then we sit down and we call it a debrief. So he'll unload all the feelings that I have to him and what I feel like it's doing or whatever, and then he will back that up with looking at the data and go, oh yeah, this is happening or that's happening, or else he'll go, no, you're full of shit and it's not happening. Do you know what I mean? So you can never fall off and not have a reason. Do you know what I mean? It's very, very rare. So I couldn't come in and say, oh, X, Y, and Z happened. Roger will go, no, this is what happened. You pulled the brake too hard. You went down too many gears, X, Y, and Z, so you can't lie about it. It's a bit like having a dash cam all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Tell me this, then, on the what do you call it, laps this morning, right? There was a qualifying laps, a couple of corners when you'd come round and you'd give it a wide berth and slow the way down. Is there a reason for that?
Just to go and then try and get a clear lap.
Oh, you're kind of resetting?
Yeah, this track is quite a short track, so it's really, really busy. So you want to try and get a gap and get into a rhythm.
Oh, no, right.
And then try and put a lap time together. But
and tell me this, then, see, even the next brake calibers and all, are they taken off every time?
yeah, they get taken out clean.
And are the pads replaced or just clean?
Not every session. So a set of pads we'll do a weekend.
Right.
Yeah, rear will do a lot long. But little things like most motorbikes have a clutch here.
Yeah.
Whereas my bike, this is my clutch up there. So they've got the clutch out now. The clutch is up there and the bottom lever is my rear brake lever.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to use that instead of having brake on the foot, yeah. And this is obviously a span adjuster from a front brake, so that moves my front brake lever out.
Yes.
So in the middle of the race, if the pads wear a little bit, then I just turn that without taking my hand off the throttle to move the lever out a little bit.
And tell me this, then, what is the hierarchy in the workshop? Like, who, because as you said, there's a front mechanic, rear mechanic, but watching the boys, it's very...
Chief is always the man that dictates to them, so sitting behind the lots. No, Kev, obviously my mechanic, Crowley's tyre man, so he sorts out all the wheels for both me and Fred. Nathan is Freddy's electronics all there, so them two work together. So like if one of us tries something and I'm thinking about trying it, I can get his data and go, oh, this is what happened, like for gear patterns, all them sort of things. So it's beneficial to have a teammate to sort of sieve through information.
And tell me, the crew chief, as the Crest Group chief. So what are they solely responsible and accountable for? Do they run every man in here?
No, my team, and so this big, basically the team manager, garage manager is Pete.
Oh, you have another man on top of that?
In behind that, yeah. So he sort of organised everyone. So he organised the hotels when they get here, when we go for food, whatever, all them things.
Yeah.
That's what sort of dictates too. But yeah, my unit is pretty much Roger, Kev, and then Joey, and Crowe as well doing the wheels. And then obviously the bigger the team, the more people to race it.
Yeah, of course. Later, what's your name? Sorry.
Call me Tech. Voitek.
Voitek.
Voitek, yeah. Oh, yeah, well,
Talk to me here. What are you up to?
after every wet race or every wet practice, we need to clean all our stuff. So that's the real shock. It's mostly very impacted by the rain and droppings and dust, and everything stick to it. So it's very fragile because of the adjusters and knobs, and everything is very delicate. So like a potentiometer, which slides up and down. So any dust residue which stays here can make the stop working or just give a false readings. Very simple.
Level involved.
But no. Just that indicates how deep these suspension squab.
And tell me, so is if it's dry or wet, do you change the whole component?
Yes. Well, obviously for the wet race, we're using softer springs,
Right.
and different dampings. So the compression and reload can be changed or preload. So the tension on the spring, how you squash it. So everything depends on the condition. So mostly for the wet races, it's softer.
Right. Okay.
For intermediate, we're using different springs. We're using completely different setup.
And tell me, so are you classed as the back end mechanic or front end mechanic, or do you do all?
I'm building these bikes.
Oh, right.
I'm building these bikes. I'm working on the bikes.
Yeah.
So we're doing
Doing everything.
everything. Yeah.
And come here. So you see the next to the brake pads and the calipers and all. Like, is that everything? Because it's amazing that it's brought in after every race, stripped down,
Yeah. You
built again.
So you see,
Every race.
it's exactly the same as with the shock.
It's mad.
So every time you need to control it.
But it's not necessarily new parts fitted. It's only took off, inspected, adjusted, or is it new parts every time?
Not every time. Obviously, we need to disassemble everything to see the wear. If it's critically worn or
Yeah.
the rider will start in the race and we thinking, okay, that might not last. Then we're basing for the new. We got every single bolt, every single part, double, and many brake pads, many springs, many parts.
Yeah.
It's impossible to say how many, but it's like in thousands.
Yes. The amount of detail that they go into, and a lot of the riders and their experiences, but they ask the same question, and they have to trust their mechanic and the race team because they're just going on the bike and ride. These boys are making sure the nuts and bolts are tight. Believe it or not, might sound stupid, but if the back axle was to come off, there's a problem. This blows my mind, right? You're telling me that you're fitting you such as nearly every race.
Not every race. But basically, there's an inspection level on it. So it's like a moving a step like so it depends on the wear. So even if the clutch isn't completely given up, there'll be an inspection stacking it. So it's about 42.8, 43 mil is the service there. Any below that, we'll swap it out. So necessarily, it's just a service precaution, really.
And then are they all floating in oil? Are they like saved in oil?
Yeah.
So then you have
all the clutches are normally soaked in oil and fairer. So just the pressure, just the rotor plates, the friction plates, you soaked in oil. So the plates go in all ways. There's a friction plate and a steel plate. They're self-centralisers. So it just sits in a basket.
Yes.
Well, like you on a car where you've got 900 flaps with the gearbox, and you don't have to do that on these.
What's your top speed? Like, what are you personal best?
At this track, this is quite a slow track, really, in terms of British Championship tracks. Yeah, like 150 mile an hour, probably.
150.
Yeah. I think at the Northwest and stuff, I shoot regularly 183 or 4 mile an hour.
Have you seen big changes in the safety of the tracks and all over the years? Like, is it?
Because we got airbag suits and everything now and stuff like that. But the tracks, there's air fences at most. Like, track racing now is so much safer than road racing, like what we...
But there's still this.
Yeah, obviously. But then, yeah, but look at vehicles nowadays. They're super safe and there's still deaths on the road. And it's a hard topic because, obviously, people that are... I don't know what the right word is, safety conscious, will always have something negative to say, but obviously the organisers and the industry are trying to make, they don't want to see people get hurt.
Even technology like that that's come on over the last 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years, big thing.
Yeah. If I'm offline at the wrong speed and something happens, my airbag goes off. Do you know what I mean? Because it knows that's how it works. Like, it's not just, you don't have to have an impact to make it happen. It knows, like, it's got its own brain in the back of the suit and all these things.
Which increases our cost every year.
Yeah. But then you would, if you were lying in hospital, someone said, "Would you give me $1,000 to go home without a broken collarbone or a rib?" Or you'd give your life savings away, wouldn't you?
And does that need to be replaced? How long does your airbags last, or the whole?
Oh, they'll last. So the airbag lasts. It'll do multiple. Obviously, if you crash and damage the airbag, but like,
What if you don't say?
if you don't, oh yeah, you could keep using the canister. Needs replacing. That activates it so that every time it goes off, you need a new canister. But the company, my leather company, supplies that and everything. I wouldn't even know what a canister should cost. But yeah, it's same as replacing seat belts, I suppose, in the car. It's the same.
Yeah. Something we can place something at the dunk. That's your talking. And then see if the airbag did deploy, is the leather done? If they'd be throughout, just replace
They
the.
wear through them and stuff. Like I replaced mine because they look scruffy. Do you know what I mean? Different, like kids in a lower class, but that maybe haven't got leather contracts and stuff like that. But to me, it's more important to look professional, and it's like going to work with your trousers with a hole in them or your shirt. You know what I mean? It's not proper, is it? It's on that there, on that stand, a top. It's some tucked around there. I don't know why the guys have. That's a pull. No. If it down for some reason, I don't know why they've bought smaller ones. Maybe there's no big ones left, but that sits on there, and yeah.
And here, talk us through the tyre warmers, as in all tyre racks, and then
They all sit 100 degrees in the blankets, and then that comes down. So these are all the Superbike wheels. So that's an inter. That's for warm up in the morning. Warm up in the morning. That's a new inter. That's a wet. That's an XE2 wet.
what's that?
That's a slick. That's dry tire.
Literally just slick.
Yeah, that's what you want for the dry.
And
Yeah.
then
The Super Sport tires are all in there.
what sort of temperature are you meant to get these up to?
100 degrees. The slicks will be at. The wets maybe 50 to 70.
And you see earlier when it was in your race, your first race, it was red flagged, and you just come back in again, but you just
Straight
have
on
to
blankets,
trace on.
Yeah, so the blanket easier will come out, but the bike's on stands. Straight on blankets.
Can you overheat them, Lee?
Yeah, cooking for too long. Yeah, there's a sequence to when you put it on and what temperature and all that. That's like what. So the tire guy, Crowe, like he sorts all that out. Yeah, it does all the pressures, everything. So there's a minimum pressure limit and everything as well. So it's like 1.6 bar or something. The rear tire has to be, can't be below that. You get taken off the grid. So they'll go around on the grid checking people. Yeah.
Randomly.
Did you get that yawning?
Long week, boys. Long week.
Random collection. Yeah. So there's loads of rules and regulations to try and.
That's what I say. It's great to get that information. As
Yeah.
Mark said earlier, it's not like riding a bike. Do you start out dirt bike racing or
No track.
straight into track?
Yeah. With smaller bikes and just in Ireland first, and then come over here.
You start what size?
600 actually. Yeah.
You start with?
Yeah.
And how did that unfold then? Where did that come from? Like that bike, how did you buy that bike? Or
Just like somebody's old secondhand. I remember like having to buy secondhand leathers and bike, and that's the thing. It annoys me sometimes when people see me now and think, "Oh, you've got loads of stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you didn't wake up." Like it's the same as having a business, isn't it?
but that's them secondhand leathers and the secondhand bike would have been like brand new to you.
Oh yeah,
and
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Luckily, I won the British Championship, and then that got me my first professional contract. But literally, we were on the bones were arse like because it was winning. When you won, you got free sets of tires and free that was incentive. So if we hadn't have been winning, we couldn't afford to. Yeah.
So what would have happened? Do you think? Like
I wasn't be here. Yeah, I'd been a Tyler or just sort of stuff. But that happens to loads of people.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's not just
In loads of industries, really. Yeah. I can see you two are looking for a career change.
if we get enough legs to talk, me and Mark will go out in one of them there.
You'd probably need two closest if you two decided. No, you can get a low box. Is that what it's called in a
low box.
Yeah, you get a low box if you take off. So as long as you had a downhill start, you
We have a crawler gear to start with. Couple and a half gears, low box, high box for flying.
honestly, you need to. If we get a chance later on, we'll go and get the bodywork off one, or go into one to make the craftsmanship in the chassis on these. So these are classed as a monocoque chassis, so it's like all flat panels like pop riveted together. But then the ones at the TT are all like brazed well,
Right.
and it's absolutely beautiful. So they are.
So is it a front axle and then a rear axle that drives? So it's one drive and then an axle to the other wheel.
No, so it's just driven with one single wheel behind the drive.
But is there diff in it? So like, how does other wheel
Not
turn?
chain. There's only one driven wheel. The other two wheels, so that's obviously for steering, and the outside wheel is just a steer wheel.
They come up that hairpin corner over there.
You get them spinning.
No, your man's lying out over the like his helmet's on the ground nearly.
Yeah, that's because getting the weight on the drive wheel.
Traction on, and then he goes back off the
See, you wouldn't usually be fine. He could just sit in the back and not move. Who's going to drive it?
You know something? I can go home to Natalie and be insulted all day long without having to talk to you.
Right? If it's called a sidecar,
Yeah.
is it driven or ridden? See, so
No, it's driven.
yeah, so
I'm saying license type.
they're sidecar riders, but they drive a sidecar, so it makes. I'm telling you, this is a question I've asked for years and years.
You see, I didn't know. I thought that was what away years and years ago until I seen it today. I didn't even. I thought it was like an old vintage race, but it's actually as popular. But it's as popular then.
Sidecar people watching this here.
Like it's absurd. How do they communicate? Is it just known?
No, it's feel, yeah.
It's also
So if the boy, this is what you don't understand, the boy in the back is so important. If he didn't get out, when they were going around the left-hand corner, the thing would just flip over.
and he only knows that by the feel of the.
Yeah, you have to know, because they ride it together. And so imagine what it's like at the TT.
Jesus Christ.
200 and something corners. It's insane.
And what sort of speed would they get up to? Like what would they do here today?
Quick in a straight line, pretty much at the TT is my super short bike.
Jesus.
With 2 people on it and 30 litres of fuel.
Well, later we'll get a on this 600. What's that?
Yeah, 600. So I think you should get some footage. I'm not going with you, but if you to.
No, come off the crack.
There's no suspension in it, really. Other trees.
We don't need suspension. She'll not come off the lead track. Don't you worry about that. So Lee, we have your truck behind us here.
Yeah.
And your race trailer. All the trucks is here, right? How many guys racing would have their own truck and trailer, as in sports trailer?
No, so none of the riders own anything. So it's a all right for teams, but yeah, all of the top teams, whether that be superbike teams or super sport teams or teams that run both like ours, will all have trucks and trailers, and it's just for the volume of stuff and the professionalism. Like this is what you see parked out all the front of the garages, and they're all painted the same as all the bikes like ours is. So these tag trucks, that's exactly what they're about. Yeah, you know what I mean? Everything's painted the same, and this is my favourite truck in the whole. Extra Decem's and Scania. It's absolutely beautiful. But she must see the year with always a positive way. So
Yeah.
but yeah, it's another part of the business. Do you know what I mean? If companies are pulling up and like the Safe Pack truck, so that's a haulage company that runs. So that team that's their sponsor. Like we said before when we were talking about in the workshop, that's the options you have with teams, and they choose to run haulage company, so they won't actually own that truck, and that'll come for the weekend with its driver. The driver will then end up working possibly in the team or in hospitality or whatever for the weekend, and that's how they make it feasible.
How many people would be here this weekend?
On average, most PSP weekends would be 35,000-40,000 people.
35,000 people walking past. And when we were walking past earlier, you could see them all looking at the trucks.
Yeah.
So talk us through today, right? So this is Saturday.
Yeah.
And you started off, just talk me through how the day started as a racer.
Normally on a Saturday for us was qualifying in the morning and then the race this evening, if you've seen. It's been a bit of a up and down weekend. Free practice on Friday. Both sessions were really wet, which, that was the first time on the bike to wet, and then straight into qualifying with his dry. So we have never rid that bike on this crack in the dry. So there's no DA, no anything, so we're a little bit behind the ball. Qualified in 12th, which is not where we wanted to be, but then jumped into the race. It re-indicated the race, made a good start and got back to P5. So it was nice to come back, but it would have been a better result if we weren't in that position in the first. Yeah, that's just the way the race and rain works. You know what I mean? As a normal person, I should be happy with staying there, but we want to be.
Well, from starting 12th, that's like from 12th.
It's good because
we'd seen the race coming around there, and it wasn't even. It was real bad rain here and bad weather, and then it dried up, and then there was a bit of a spit.
Yeah, well,
and then it dried up again.
I don't know how anyone lives in Scotland. The weather is worse than Northern Ireland.
We're finished today.
Yeah,
you're finished today. Damn good result to where you started from, right? But what about yourself? How do you feel about that? Like
yeah, good. But like I say, I want to be back at the front. Like we were used to being at the front and winning and stuff like that there. So that's where we're trying to get back to right now. And honestly, I think it looks like the weather's going to be bad tomorrow. Is it? And yeah, so it's been beneficial this weekend because, like I said, we've not rode this bike in the wet at all. So we've got some actual data now to run through tonight. We'll spend quite a lot of time tonight looking through settings and stuff and analyze that for tomorrow. So it puts us in a better position for tomorrow. And I think if it's gonna be wet, or the chances are pretty high. So yeah, we just need to build off that and try and get a good start again, and then push towards the front.
And what's the timetable tomorrow then? What way does it look?
Yeah, no, it'll be, the day normally starts with morning warm up. It'll start from 9, half 9, something like that, depending on different tracks. Every class will get 10 minutes warm up just to check things over, and then the racing will start from around 11 o'clock, something like that there. So all the fans will be coming in right from first thing in the morning, trying to get their spots, and
Yeah.
no matter what the weather's like. So yeah, tomorrow's just a full day of
And like, to be
full
fair,
racing.
this track here, there's a lot of good spots in it. You know what I mean, for spectators. There's the last one we were at there was.
It's quite a compact track, so
Yeah.
yeah, there's quite good places to watch.
And so tomorrow when that all kicks off, how many races in total tomorrow for everybody? Like, how many?
So different classes have different things. Superbikes always have 2 races. We always have 1 race Saturday, 1 race Sunday. So we'll have 1 race tomorrow, 1 warm up, and then 1 race. And then some of the other classes have 2 because they maybe miss a round, a different round and stuff. But yeah, fundamentally, Superbikes always have 2 races on a Sunday, and everyone else has 1 race. So there'll be at least 6, 7 races tomorrow. So there's plenty of action for people to watch.
And were you saying that you haven't had that bike in the wet before?
Yeah, no. So
Only the day was the first time?
we've not had any. This is my new bike for this year, and we've not had any wet races this year so far. So, which is surprising at this point in England, but yeah, it's
We were speaking to the mechanic who's doing, well, I think it's Freddie's bike.
yeah.
He was doing the suspension, and he was just showing us, that the difference in the whole suspension unit for wet and dry.
Yeah.
So even things like that, and coming up with the data from it.
It's hard for fans to understand that don't know the tech side of a motorbike. They literally look at a motorbike and they all pretty much look the same, or the sound is a little bit different. But the amount of technology nowadays and electronic suspension, all these things so the guys in my garage are more important than me, really. Really, I'm the one that takes all the credit when we win or whatever. But realistically, they're the people that, you know what I mean, without them, you've got no chance, especially electronics and stuff nowadays. It's so technical.
And they're constantly flat out in there.
Yeah.
Like, because that's why I was asked the question, what could you possibly be doing? What could you still possibly be doing? And then they're stepping it apart, cleaning it, assessing it, building it again.
They look at the bike and go, the bike looks fine. The bike was working fine, so why would you take it apart?
You've only done 20 lengths, or you've only done 20 laps. Like, possibly what could go wrong. But as you say, the force of taking off, even on the cut,
The mileage time.
yeah,
So
it's interesting. Like,
that's how it works.
So, from the corporate side of thing and the hospitality side of thing, there's a lot of people here today.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing a lot of the hospitality suites.
That's probably been dampened with the weather as well.
But I was-
Last weekend in Saturday, it was scorching hot.
Yeah.
So busy.
But what I was going to say is, because of the rain, the hospitality
Oh yeah,
units are actually busier.
yeah. Because you don't want to be stood out in the rain. No one comes to want to watch anything to be stood out in the rain. That's their side. This could be used, guys.
So this here, guys, okay? When does the season start?
Next month, April, May.
April 2026. Me and Marky Boy. Watch the space.
Here's sidecars coming back in now after the race. Aye.
See, this would be right.
Can you see the ease of this man? On it, look.
What's that there? Cowboy gear or what?
Girl.
Well, gents,
Well,
is you get on good?
no shit.
Oh.
You need a new driver.
We're here.
He's got a son that's quite good.
We're here.
No. What's happening? It's all you get, is it? You sit your knees.
I'm fascinated how you operate the.
Get in. No way. Get you sitting on your knees there, so his arms are resting on there. Handlebars are right through.
Jesus Christ.
Really?
So,
look, see the pedals there. Look.
what, all right? You doing good?
Yeah, doing all right.
How do you get in? Where do you get in? Where the bloody hell's all the components?
The brakes down that side, yes. The gear changes this side, yes. Obviously, throttle up here. Where are we looking there? Throttle there. And then clutch at that side. It does not. Thread your feet through. Yeah. One onto the brake lever and other into the gear down there. And this is only just help with braking because everything's on your arms.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, it's just on the shaft. Come on, Lee.
What sort of speed are you doing this then?
Outside.
I got into.
I had to pull an earbud out of his ear. I'm going to have to pull him out of this the same way.
Stand in there, yeah. And they're standing there, then thread your feet through.
So you've seen this for TCTS Group TV, Lee Johnston 2026 season. This is what it's going to be at.
You'll have
I do it.
in there.
Oh, it's massive, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's massive for you. You're too small.
Block.
Aye. You're like a wee pea in a pod.
Not fancy that, Lee.
I would like a little go. I've had a go in the back, Anna, but I'd like a.
Well, tell me this here. Do you see when you're looking up there, right? Now, and you've the visor and all on. And
See that?
you just like,
Yeah.
that's all.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a bit bigger than Lee, so.
But I've seen this even coming down.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
7.
And here, what sort of speed do you get out of this lady?
I think about going over start and finish about 125.
Really? And I was asking Lee here, you know, so it's the boy in the back situation, right? So what you have,
He doesn't realise how much the bike.
yeah.
The guy in the back doesn't get out on the left. He's not going anywhere.
No, well, we've had a few issues just in that race.
Oh really? Oh, we're not believing it. But even at that, so we've just a drive wheel here, chain going in on the middle of the drive wheel. Is this a floating wheel?
Yes,
There's no differential on it. There's nothing.
no suspension, nothing. So the engine's at the back there. If you give us a minute, we can pull the bodywork.
The opposite to like a
Yeah.
a short into a normal, like a TT one. The engine's underneath.
Yeah.
So they're sitting on it, like the airbox sits here. So they're
Yeah,
literally sitting on the end.
Just whip it up, right?
And do you do the DT as well?
I do, yeah, and I'm going back again, Lee.
No way.
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't mind me asking,
That's him in the picture.
How old are you?
no, I was going to say, what's your foot size? What's your shoe size? Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 69 in a week or two.
He's
He looks well for, doesn't he?
a wee bit too fit stand beside me. I'm only 25.
Where do you see this? Look at that.
It's deadly. Alrighty folks, so that's us finished up here after an absolutely fantastic weekend in Knockhill with Lee Johnston and the team. We got some great, you know, conversations with Lee behind the scenes with the hospitality and showing and showcasing really what our customers and clients and colleagues and staff and friends can come and get involved in. As I say, if you're interested in coming on board, especially any of our customer and clients, give us a shout. Email the office to info@tctsgroup.com and get the conversation started. So guys, do not forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, or don't leave a comment, just do something.